The UBIqube MSActivator supports now the Fortinet FortiHypervisor. That means the MSActivator is able to deploy new instances on the FortiHypervisor white box and then to manage the new instance by configuring or updating a service. If I select an existing customer, I'm able to see a new device called FortiHypervisor. We can manage the FortiHypervisor thanks to a set of objects. I select the FortiHypervisor and then I will access to the config part. On the left, I can see a set of objects, one for example to list all the available images and one to list all the running instances. I can synchronize what I have on my screen and what is really running on the device. So I can see that 2, 4, 5 instances are already running on the device, on the Fortinet Hypervisor. To deploy a new instance, I have two options. I can choose to deploy a new instance directly from my FortiHypervisor level by clicking on the plus button and then selecting the image, selecting the flavor, and so on and so far. Or I can choose to use the services part. If I access to the service orchestration part, I can see on the left a service called FortiHypervisor. Thanks to that, I can click on Deployed to launch a new instance. As you can see, I just have to select the FortiHypervisor on which I want to deploy the new instance. When I define my service, I set the FortiGate image as the image per default. Of course, we can choose to expose this value and all other parameters to the user, but I want to keep it simple and only let the user select the FortiHypervisor. Let's select this FortiHypervisor and give a name to my new instance. Let's call it Demo FortiHypervisor, and then click on Run Now to launch the deployment. I can access to the detail of the deployment by clicking on Live Console. I can see that there is only one task, Deploy VNF, that is successfully run. I can close it and go back to my device. If I select the FortiHypervisor and I select Synchronize with device to synchronize what I have on my screen and what is running on the device, I should be able to see a new instance. I can see the instance with the ID number 4 that is now running. That's the instance that I just launched with my service orchestrator. By selecting services, I am also able to undeploy this instance. One more time, it takes a couple of seconds to undeploy this instance. It's done. So if I access again to my device, FortiHypervisor, config, and if I synchronize, my instance should disappear. Indeed, I cannot see it anymore. The instance is now deleted. I can also do it directly from the object level, for example, by selecting the instance ID 1, on which I can edit to change the status. For example, moving from power off to restart or start. Or I can also choose to delete this instance. This is how the MSActivator is able to support today the FortiHypervisor.